Oh boy, all right. It has been another one of them days. All right, heck. It's too quiet. I need to get into a place where things will happen. We're about to start this next episode. Turnabout Succession. Yeah, we've already saved. We don't need to save again. Continue on. Like episode 4, Turnabout Succession. Hold on a second here. And that is the whole truth of this case. Mason's system. Ooh. Okay. Like, someone's just been shot. In order to understand it myself, I had to know the story of these last 7 long years. Who is I? Is it Phoenix? Nothing happens by chance. All is connected. Oh, good heck. And now, you stand ready to begin the final chapter of this story. Oh dear. The middle of a courtroom. Will the defendant be found guilty or innocent? The decision is yours. Was it you? Heck. October 7, 10:37 a.m. Write Anything Agency. Hey, Paulo, look, on TV. Look. Yeah, I'm kind of busy. Whoa, look at that. He's the last Grammary, all right. Amazing. Apollo, you should be watching this. Ow. What? I was writing about our last case in my journal. Lawyers are supposed to write things in records, Apollo, not journals. And why now? That case was 3 months ago. Hey, it's a long story. I did a lot, you know. I want to vacuum pack the feel of the moment for later. Right now I'm wowing the crowd by figuring out how La Miroir disappeared. That's right. Uncle Valent did that illusion too. But you're missing him on TV right now. I was just getting to the good part. I suppose I should watch a little TV with her. After all, her father's expecting me to look after her while he's away. What you're now seeing is a rehearsal for the greatest magic show on Earth. Happening right here at our very own Sunshine Coliseum. Sunshine Coliseum? Hey, that's where the Governor's concert was. Only 3 more days until miracles happen here, right before your unbelieving eyes. The legendary troupe Grammary is performing for the first time in 7 years. That's gonna be great. I'm so there. You and Daddy are coming too. Legendary Grammarys. If Trucy's real father were still alive, he'd be on that stage performing miracles. I've got the tickets and everything. Here's yours, Apollo. Magic show ticket received. Ticket to the premiere showing of A Grand Illusion by the magician Valent Grammary. Heck. Squeaking door? Ah, you're here. Working hard or hardly working? Who is it? Oh, it's you. Hey, how have you been? Hi there, stranger. Not exactly the kind of greeting I'd want to hear from my own kid. Though he has been gone a long time. How goes it, Trucy? Here, I got a present for you. Yay! Pudding! I love pudding. Ooh, it's farm fresh. And not just 1 pudding, but 3 whole cups. I'll have to pace myself. Well, I'm beat. That's right, Daddy. You're on a top secret mission. You've got to take it easy with the secrets, you know. How right you are. So, you still can't tell us what your mission is? Maybe it is time. It has something to do with you, anyway. Huh? With me? Ooh, maybe you're getting a top-secret mission, too. Maybe you can be one of those guides. A spy. Can I just be a defense attorney? To be honest, telling you about the mission was my whole reason for coming here today. What? Tell me. You've heard of the jurist system, yes? The jurist system? That's right. The new legal system everyone's talking about. Have you heard of it, Apollo? Huh? Maybe? Maybe not as many people are talking about it as I thought. The jurist system, huh? Well, I guess we get to talk about it. Or we could examine this whole room. Make sure Mr. Charlie, or whatever his name is alright. The plant. It intrigues you, doesn't it? Not really. Just the only thing in here that doesn't have some secret function. What do you mean? He's got a name and everything. No, not secrets, but lots of memories. And a name, too. Wanna hear it? Not really. His name is Charlie, if you were curious. Really, I wasn't. Really, I was. Oh no. Those legal books were left by my mentor. Too bad I gave up the practice before reading them. There's quite a few magic books in there too, you know. Those would be Trucy's. She'll remember they're there eventually, I'm sure. For a moment, I thought Mr. Wright might do magic too. A scary thought. The fork is floating? It isn't, actually. That's the illusion! Plate of plastic spaghetti for displaying in a shop. Where the heck does she get this stuff? Want to have a go at that ring, Apollo? No, I was just touching it. Come on, there's no need to be shy. Just slip it on. There. Ouch! You're way too tense. You gotta loosen up there. The human body wasn't meant to bend like that. Ooh, careful there, Apollo. A lot of people run into that table, you know. Why, some client knocked the pot clean over the other day. Why not get a more sturdy table? Maybe the table is partially to blame. There's no maybe to this. That thing's a death trap. It also could, you know, just not be in the middle of the room, maybe? You think? Perhaps? I can't believe you're using this cutting a person apart box as shelf space. You know, I used that trick on stage the other night. Imagine my surprise when I pulled one of my shirts out of the box. You should really examine your props before the show. That hat, is that a spare? It looks exactly like the one you always wear. That's the first rule of That's the first rule of a professional. Be prepared. You know, I put it on the other day, and this strange white substance fell all over me. It was like magic. Or like fingerprint powder. Which was apparently left there. This guillotine. No one's practicing the piano as usual. Even calling him a pianist is an insult to pianists everywhere. Okay, Apollo, I'm gonna guess what you're thinking right now. Huh? What? Was I making a funny face or something? I'm so hungry. I'm right? Of course I am. There's no of course about it. You guessed wrong. Besides, that's not what I'm thinking. It's what you're thinking. How did you do that? You read my mind, Apollo. At least you got that pudding. That's right. Try not to eat my share, will you? Wait, you're just claiming the pudding? That magician in the photo, is that your... My real daddy, yep. Zach Gramery. He disappeared when I was little. I hung that up there so I wouldn't forget what he looked like. I see. She's smiling, but I bet that smile doesn't go very deep. Alright. We've examined the room. It has been exploited for all of its text. Now let's talk to the gentleman in front of us about the jurist system. So, Daddy, what's this jurist system thing? Well, Trucy, do you know what a jury is? I've heard of it. Isn't that those people who sit in court in those old courtroom dramas? The ones who get to decide if a guy's innocent or guilty? Do you know, Apollo? Only from TV. It's 12 people chosen from the community, right? Well, they're thinking about reviving that system. Right, they had the whole abbreviated court system, which was ridiculous. I don't know, the back. Well, they're thinking about reviving that system. They're calling the new system the jurist system. No more doing whatever you like, Your Honor. Not quite that harsh. The jurists cooperate with the judge. They help analyze the case from different angles. And there will be only 6 of them under the current proposal, right? Wow, you know your stuff, Apollo. Their findings directly affect the verdict. Hopefully, people will start taking the courts a little more seriously now. I feel like I'm on some kind of educational TV show. Starring Dr. Wright. Dr. Wright is Assistant Trucy and the mascot Apollo. The perfect team. Hydrate? Yeah, I'll do that. I also should close this closet door real quick. Oink. Delicious fluids. 1 second. Oh. Okay. Alright. Yes. The perfect team. Scott. Hey! The secret mission. So, what is this secret mission? The jurist system is my mission, more or less. Anyway, keep in mind that new ideas like this system are always risky, Apollo. They just got done saying it's what they used to have. It's also, you know, ordinary in the real world, but it's different, I know. Alright. Too true. Everyone's got an opinion, and they just talk and nothing gets decided. Kinda like you, Apollo. I'm not that bad, am I? In any case, we're going to give it a shot. A test, if you will. I don't like tests. We'll take a case as a sample and choose 6 jurists. I'll be the one helping with that process, incidentally. Helping how? Well, for one, I'll be chair of the Jurist System Simulated Court Committee. The chair constructs the ideal situation, choosing the case and the jurist candidates, even the judge in the courtroom. Wow, it's like you have a real job. I was never that good at the piano, to be honest. Once a lawyer, always a lawyer, I guess. The trial's tomorrow, by the way. Don't miss it. The trial simulation, that is. Hobo Nick. Howdy, Ralinus. Welcome in. The simulation, huh? Sounds interesting. So, what kind of case is the trial simulation about? Well, since it is the first run-through of a new system, I wanted something simple. Good thinking. No sense wearing yourself out on something too serious. True. The case is a murder. That's not simple at all. By simple, Did you mean that the defendant is... guilty? Yes, most likely. So, good luck, Apollo. With what? With the trial tomorrow. You're defending, of course. Recall that I said it had something to do with you. Go for it, Apollo. It's just a test case anyway. No sweat. Yeah, but there's still a verdict to be decided. And a potentially serious sentence. The most serious in a worst-case scenario. Ah, you mean the verdict's for real? That's not a test trial. That's a real trial. All the forms have been filed. There's no turning back now. The trial begins tomorrow at 10 a.m. Hope you can make room in your schedule. Why am I only hearing about this now? Ah, yes, there was a change this morning. I picked a new case. Huh? Something that happened last night. Oh boy. Guess you can tell me about Valent Grammary, though. Hey, Apollo, I know you're all excited about that secret mission. But what about this? The Trip Grammary Grand Magic Show. Huh? Oh, right. The card tricks. They're not card tricks. They're grand illusions, miracles, the apocalypse, heaven and earth will shake. So what, that's 3 whole days from now? It's at Sunshine Coliseum. Let's go today. We can say hi to Uncle Valent. Fun? What? I can't go by myself. You know I'm not very outgoing. Right. Why not go with her? But what about the secret mission? Oh, don't worry about that. You'll hear all about it tomorrow regardless. I don't trust that smile. He knows something he's not telling me. Yippee! Now you can take me to the Coliseum. I suppose it wouldn't kill me to pop over there. Ah, Grammary. That reminds me. What's this, Daddy? I know that's a clever logo imposed on an ordinary kanji, and I should recognize the kanji, but I don't, because I'm just so rusty. What's this, Daddy? Isn't that silk hat the Grammary seal? Consider it a birthday present, Trucy. Thanks, it's great, but today isn't my birthday. Good point. What day is it today, Apollo? Huh? Today? I think it's Recycle Your Plastics Day? Then it's a Recycle Your Plastics present. Yippee! So it's plastic! I'll go recycle it right now! I've given up trying to understand them. It's much easier that way. So what is it? Can I open it, Daddy? No. Huh? You'll need that envelope someday. Someday soon. Don't open it until then. Well, why didn't you just hold on to it until then? Because that would be the logical thing to do. Grammary envelope obtained. Envelope from Mr. Wright. Do not open until the time is right. An envelope about the Grammarys, huh? Hold on, I'm going to examine these things we picked up. The Magic Show ticket. Valent Grammary on stage. Sunshine Coliseum. Doors open at 10. $70 ticket. Oof. The one person that's effective to this ticket. Are you ready, Apollo? Ready. For what? For what? For the Troop Grammary Grand Magic Show. It's not like I'm getting up on stage or anything. What are you talking about, Apollo? You can't enjoy magic if you're not part of what's going on up stage. I'll lend you my spare costume if you need one. Huh? You mean I can't go in this? No. I'm getting more straightforward than that. Oh no. Suspicious envelope. Grammary Magic Incorporated. Ah, Looky here, handwritten signature. It says, I can't read it. And that seems odd to me. I mean, isn't a signature intended to show ownership? What's the use if no one can read it? Isn't it enough if you can read your own? Oh, I never thought of it that way. I mean, there is a use to a mark that doesn't look like a mark anybody else makes, but I don't know, it's all complicated. Okay, that's all we can get. We are not due to open this at this point in time. Try the simulation. Alright, so what case are you gonna use? You really want to know, don't you? Of course I do. I mean, I'm gonna be defending, aren't I? If all goes well, then yes. Of course, this is just a test. We wanted everyone to start without preconceptions. A blank slate, as it were. There's a difference between having a blank slate and just being totally clueless. Whose dumb idea was that, anyway? Well, mine. Committee chair, remember? Oh. Well, if you want to know that badly, I suppose I could give you permission to examine the scene of the crime. Good, that's better. But you can't talk to anyone involved with the case. What? Then how am I supposed to defend? You let me worry about the details there. Remember, I'm in charge of this trial. All of it. But you don't want it to backfire, do you? Apollo. If I am in charge of the whole trial, that means the entire affair is my responsibility, for good or for bad. Just do what you can, and don't worry, I know what I'm doing. All right. I'd recommend going down to the detention center. Your client's waiting for you. You can ask about the scene there, but I'm not allowed to talk to them. But you just said I couldn't talk to anyone involved. Oh, you can talk to your client. If you can get her to talk. Well, time's a-wasting. Oh no. You're so doomed. Alright, I'm going to show off my attorney's badge. Presenting, are we? Oink. I did my fair share of that back in the day. Showed my attorney's badge a lot, too. He may look cool and calm now, but you should have seen him before. You know me too well, Jerusi. I'm glad I provided this opportunity for a little family bonding. It's just like that. You're using one of the verbs, aren't you? Alright, so he wants us to go to both places, so I guess we gotta go to both places. We'll start with the Sunshine Coliseum. October 7th, Sunshine Coliseum. Woohoo! This is it, Apollo. The place where magic and dreams converge. Just a while ago was the place where murder and nightmares converged. Let's go say hi to Uncle Valent. What about the case? What? Only a performer laughs like that. The young Miss Trucy. How often I hoped we'd meet again, only to tell myself it was an impossible dream. Uncle Valent, how's it going? I'm glad to see you too. Of course you are. Humility is definitely not one of his stronger traits. Well, Miss Trucy, how does the day find you? If you come to give me flowers, do it after the show, I beg you. Actually, is that his hair? I think some of it is, yes. Actually, we came to wish you good luck. And congratulations on your big magic show. Yeah, he's got the hair. He looks like Ribbon. Well, at least he doesn't look like Noodle, like the gentleman in the first case. Oh, but it is I who wish to congratulate you. Not everyone is so lucky as to witness miracles, such as the one I shall perform. Yeah, you're amazing. We get the picture. The world will watch in wonderment as magnifies illusions are reborn. Here on stage, by my hand. Oh boy. I'm not going to examine a lot. Who am I kidding? Of course I'm going to examine all this. Look, Apollo, a balloon, a hot air balloon. With the Grammary seal on it, no less. Well, this is a long-awaited revival, after all, and it's been 7 years, you know. I've spent plenty of time and a pretty penny on promotion. I hope it's a huge success, Uncle Valentine. Oh, I intend for it to be nothing less, I assure you. They both sure seem excited about it. I guess it's a big deal for magicians. Group Grammary. They've changed the sign since our last case. It was all Governors back then, wasn't it? Nothing bizarre and mysterious happens this time. But it shall. Why, the show itself will be bizarre and mysterious, I assure you. I don't have a problem with mystery as long as it's legal. I don't think lawyers and magicians were really meant to have conversations like this. And yet we have an entire game around back. The Bluger. Hey, that creature there. He was handing out balloons during our last case, too. He's not a creature, Apollo. Poor guy. Oh, sorry. Was I mean somehow? You know how hot it is inside one of those suits? He's stuck in there with only the smell of his own sweat to keep him company. On the verge of passing out, he hands out each balloon as though it were his last. Kinda takes the fun out of seeing the Blue Badger. What? You don't enjoy seeing people destroy themselves for... I was going to say capitalism, but this is for just straight up for the police. You know, I thought this at the time of the Governor's concert too, but this Coliseum is just way too big. It's huge. It's got a big sounding name too. Sunshine Coliseum, was it? Would you like to hear what the grand finale of the show in 3 days would be? What? Really? Yeah. The grand finale will be nothing other than... Don't tell me you're gonna make the Coliseum disappear, right? Ah! Oh, oops. Looks like I was right. Apollo, I can't believe you'd use your power and perception on something like this. It's just a wild guess, really. Oh, no. It's like that's the whole reason it's too big for him to make it disappear. The big magic show. Everyone's talking about the big magic show. Is it true that the Grammary Miracle is back after a 7-year absence? Miss Trucy, I must apologize. This show and this honor should have been his. Daddy. My co-magician in training, Zach Grammary. If that terrible thing hadn't... It's okay. Your father was a great magician, Trucy. If he were alive, then I, Valent Grammary, would have been proud to stand upon this stage as his assistant. Thanks, Uncle Valent. You know, I'm happy you're doing the show. To think we get to see the great Magnify's illusions again. She really is looking forward to this, isn't she? Magnify Grammar. My mentor, the magnificent Magnify Grammary, was a true deity among magicians. A creator god who gave birth to magic and illusions that defied our very imaginations. I was so little when I last saw one, but I still remember his shows. He did wheelies in a sports car through the air above the audience, and then sped off to outer space faster than the speed of sound. I'm guessing that memory was a bit embellished. For 7 long years, the world has been waiting for a miracle to match his. As heir to the Grammary Troop's secrets, it falls to me to provide one. It is my God-given destiny. Yes, you, nameless face who speaks for the nameless masses. How can I help you? If the world is waiting, why did you hold off for 7 long years? It appears the lad is uninformed. Perhaps you have heard of the magic known as law, which governs our land? I have. I'm not sure it qualifies as magic. The performance of Magnify's miracle was impossible. A certain law prevented it for 7 years, but not more. 7 years? That phrase sure likes to pop up, doesn't it? Is that some kind of statute of limitations? And why was that? A little matter called performance rights, Miss Trucy. Oh no. Can you tell us about these performance rights? Magnify's magic relied on an incredibly innovative idea. A trick, if you will. That trick was considered his property, and as such was protected by property laws. Intellectual property, maybe? Magnify knew this, and bequeathed it in his will. To one person. You mean him? Yes. Miss Trucy, it was your father. Zach Grammary was the inheritor of the Grammary miracle. Daddy. Yet, as you all know, he's gone. He disappeared suddenly, 7 years ago. Some kind of magic trick? You can see where the story's going. Once a person is classified missing for a certain period of time, they're considered legally deceased, correct? In all absoluteness. Those rolled-up sleeves conceal your competence well, young man. Oh, no! Wow. Let's just straight up say, well, you dress like a doofus. It's like, what? That certain period of time of which you speak is 7 years. Ah. Yes, Miss Trucy, though it pains me to say it. This past spring, April to be precise, was the time. Your father was legally declared deceased. In the absence of a formal will, the secrets of our mighty mentor Magnify passed to me. This was, in fact, stipulated in the will by Magnify himself. Is that how it works, Apollo? Yeah, it's called death in absentia. He's declared missing, permanently. Daddy. I mean, you weren't expecting him to come back. Alright, we'd already done our examining, we've done our conversing. Are we gonna ask him what's in the envelope? I was wondering if you could tell me about this. Aha! Why, that bears the Grammary seal. Uncle Valand? Is something wrong? Trucy, where did you get this? Huh? Daddy gave it to me. Your daddy? My partner, Zach Grammary. No. My other daddy, Phoenix Wright. Why now? Why would your Lord Daddy? Lord Daddy? That's kind of stretching the whole archaic thing a bit. The signature up on the back, do you recognize it? That belongs to none other than Zach Grammary. What? Daddy signed this? Might I be so bold as to open it? I'm sorry, but I can't let you do that. What's in this envelope, I wonder? What? What? You sure reacted to that? A challenge, is it? You want me to make that disappear? Very well, give it to me. No thanks. All magicians like this. Apollo, what was that look just now? I was thinking how hard it is to get the information out of a magician. Oh no, whatever. Okay, we've done our presenting. Okay, we don't get to explore the Colosseum. You can say anything different? Probably not. Could show up the envelope again now that we know some secrets about it, but he's not going to say anything. He's just going to remark on my presenting. Yeah. Are you presenting? Okay, hydration, yeah. Presenting, are we? I did my fair share of that back in the day. Showed my attorney's badge a lot, too. He may look cool and calm now, but you should have seen him before. You know me too well, Trucy. I'm glad I provided this opportunity for a little family bonding. Alright, okay. Up. Moving to the detention center. Look! The yawniness, so terrible. October 7, Detention Center, Visitor's Room. That's 20 minutes we've been waiting here. 20 minutes. Maybe I should complain? I'm sure that guard has better things to do than stand there, pretending he doesn't see us. You know, the minute we get angry, the client will show. It always works that way. Like shouting, "Oh, waiter!" and they're standing right behind you? Oh, guard! Is our client going to be much longer? What are you talking about? Haven't you already started the meeting yet? Huh? Oh, where'd you come from? Well, anyway, please have a seat. I'm nervous, Apollo. It's a silence. Builds suspense. Why don't you do something, Trucy? You're a magician, aren't you? That's right. Okay. No! I'm the amazing Mr. Hat. She passed out. Miss Magic Underwear might have been a better bet. That's Magic Panties, Apollo. Alright. Talk. Introductions, your name, the case. Hi. Well, I'm your defense. I really think it has to be fate, you know? By fate, I mean destiny. Did you know I'm good with astrology? Huh? Apollo, what are you doing? Tell me, what's your sign? Apollo, what are you doing? I can tell you mine if you'd like, Apollo. No, never mind. I just got carried away there. I seem destined to get difficult clients, it seems. What was that dialogue, Apollo? Your name? What's your name? Oh, right, I'm supposed to introduce myself first. I'm Apollo Justice. And I'm Trucy Wright. I know, this is getting nowhere fast. Hey, I know, maybe you can tell us what happened. I'm your defense attorney, after all. Anything out of the ordinary happened lately? Well, the other day this tourist from out of town stopped asking me directions. Later, Trucy. I feel like I need to ask directions myself here. Well, that was fruitless. I think I understand despair a little better now. You did good, Apollo. Except for that weird thing where you're trying to come on to her or something. Look, she's doing her nails. Is that what that's depicting? Okay. What, are nails more important than defense? Is that it? Let's go, Trucy. Excuse me? Huh? Could you read this? Sure. I feel like a teenager on a first date. This is the love letter we pass from desk to desk at school. Stop looking so wistful and read it, Apollo. It's a business card with a name and an address. The name is Vera Misham. The address is for Drew Studio. Vera's card entered the court record. defendant's business card. The address for Drew Studios on the front. What's on the back? And you give me this card because... Look at the back. Obviously. Drew Studio. Fear of mission. What a pretty business card. Looks like a postcard almost. And on the back, just your name. Now that seems odd to me. Huh? What does? Why write your name on the front and back of the card? Why not use the space on the back for a self-portrait or a caricature? Then people will remember what you look like, too. That's not a bad idea. Here, give me one of your cards, Apollo. She's drawing something. Hey, my hair's not that spiky. Anyway, and you give me this card because... well, looks like we're finished here. I wonder if Drew's studio is the scene of the crime. Let's go find out. She's gone. She will not, yeah, I know we can look out the window, but she will not account for any existence. Okay, what do we know also? Vera Mission, age 19. My client, apparently. I know nothing other than her name and mailing address. Alright, boop boop. Drudio Studio. October 7, Drew Studio. Wow, this looks like a studio. It's like life imitating art. Or maybe it's the other way around? The tape on the ground there, it's a bit jarring. Yeah, looks like we found our crime scene. What tape? Where? Apollo! Look at all those paintings! Hey, don't touch those. It's okay, I'm just looking. Don't look with your fingers. It's a crime scene. It's a pufferfish. It's someone meditating in a field. Huh? Apollo? Look at this one. Looks half finished. You can still see the rough sketch underneath. But that's odd. The rough part doesn't look like the rest of the painting at all. And that's what the magic of rendering sketches? Yeah, good point. That is odd. Oh. Apparently the person is Drew Mission. So that's something. Vera and Drew Mission. Drew Mission's painting is added to the court record. Landscape, obtained at Drew Studio. Only half finished, the rough sketch is still visible. All the paintings have a really different style, too. Hold on, really? Those two. Portrait, obtained at Drew Studio. That bit in the middle is supposed to be a person. Acrylic, obtained at Drew Studio. An undersea scene in vivid colors. Okay, they're all going to be clues. They all have shenanigans on the back, hidden in the frames, on the signatures in the barks. There was a thing. Catch it, touch it. Is this a Ninja Turtle? Well, what do we have here? Looks like a person thinking about something. Maybe they're worried? Like, what should I have for supper? Hot dog or a hamburger? You know, I've always wondered about that. Why is there supper and dinner? Are they different meals or the same thing? Well, that depends on where you live. Back where I come from, you have dinner in the middle of the day and supper at the end of it. But in most places, they just call that lunch. Anyway, bark. Are they different meals or the same thing? Maybe that's what this person's thinking about. Or maybe that's what this person's thinking about. Okay, alright. Acrylics in fish. Is that a pufferfish? Apollo? That's clearly a porcupine fish. They're not the same thing? Is it like a stepladder? You know what gets me? They've got all these needles, right? But what's protecting that soft spot on the lower belly there? Nothing. Must remember to keep Trissy away from the small round fish. Like, first off, you can see the bark that is also spiked. But okay. Alright. Apollo, look at this painting. You can see the rough sketch. Oh, looks like it was only half completed. Huh? That's funny. Do the rough sketch and the finished painting look totally different to you too? They do, actually. What's that all about? Well, see, when you're an artist, sometimes you're poor and can't dedicate a new canvas to every idea that comes into your head. So you will paint over things. All the paintings have a really different style, too. Ah, I thought I might find you two here. Oh, it's her. Emma, long time no see. Oh? Seems like I run into you far too often. I'll bet I know why you're here, too. You know about the trial simulation tomorrow? I've heard about it, sure. So, Mr. Wright chose you, huh? We don't even know what the case is about. Well, he was killed. The artist who owns the studio, that is. Mr. Drew Mission. And his daughter was put under arrest. Yeah, we just saw her at the detention center. It was funny, though. She seemed more like a victim than the kind of person who could commit murder. You don't say. Not even by poisoning? That's how it was done, you know. Poisoning is a common way to get the job done when the murder's a woman. But poisoning? Anyway, Mr. Wright told me you'd be coming. Feel free to take a look around. I'll just be over here with my snackoos. We can't talk to anyone related to the case this time around. Which means we better find out as much as we can here at the scene. Or else. Alright, examination time. Well, first off, there's a whole extra art back here. Hey! There's a painting hidden back here. Hey, you're right. What if it's embarrassing somehow, and you didn't want anyone to see it? Snack? My own snack ooze. Alright, I'm gonna go fetch a fake bar from my box of bark. Oi. Oof. So terrible. So back. Thank you, dog guy. Get into this. For the excuse to eat. Anyway. Back. What if it's embarrassing somehow and you didn't want anyone to see it? You certainly seem pleased by the possibility. It's so... It's so normal. hardly something to get mad about. It looks very like the other one. Huh? What is it, Apollo? Well, doesn't this painting look like... Never mind. I better get a professional opinion on this. Hidden painting out of the court record. Yeah, I mean... in thumbnail especially, you can kind of tell that they might be working on each other. Hidden painting, found at Drew's studio. Notable for the large plum in the foreground. Oh, is that what that is? Yeah, sure. The plum. Hey, Apollo, this painting, I know it. Huh? Really? It's that story where the old woman is doing the wash in the river. And this giant peach comes a-floating on down. That might possibly be the strangest thing I've ever heard.
Hooray, I found my USB dongle for headset.
Yay for dongles! Dongles. Dongles. Alright. Oh, that's the victim's coffee mug. Aha! So the poison was in here. This is my first time seeing a real poison mug of coffee. I'd hope so. Poison coffee? Not exactly, actually.
Dorngle.
Dorngle? What do you mean? No traces of poison were found in the coffee. What? You'll have to figure out the rest yourself. I'm officially not on your side, after all. Coffee mug got into the court record. The victim's last cup of coffee. The side of the cup reads, Misham. Okay, then upon examination, does the coffee exist? Turn it upside down! Misham, is that just in signature form? Okay, that'll be important later. We cannot examine this. Yeah, we can. There we go. Hey, look there! If that stain doesn't look so healthy, Apollo, that must be the Blue Mountain stuff we've been hearing about. Something tells me that even Blue Mountain coffee isn't this blue. No, this stain is probably... Better ask Emma. Well, given this color of the mug, it looks like it's just, you know, worn away like the outside paint. But apparently we have to ask Emma. Even though she just said she's not on our side and won't tell us anything. I imagine this coffee cup was for guests to use. Guests? Did the police already analyze this cup too? Not a trace of poison was found on that cup. So the killer was after Drew Misham alone. That letterbox looks funny sitting inside a living room like this. Let's take a look. Empty. The other half of that letterbox is actually connected to the outside of the studio. Mr. Misham would put his letters in there, and the postman took them away. Impressive that someone still writes letters in this day and age. Or wrote, rather. Doo-doo-doo, doo-doo-doo. I wouldn't mind taking a closer look at those paintings. I just love oils. You know how they're so thick? Is that the word? These paints are all dry. I'm just surprised how different these all are. Yeah, and what's going on with this half-finished one? It must have been a work in progress. You can still see the rough sketch below. That's what's so weird. The sketch part doesn't really fit the finished parts. I noticed. That is weird. Okay. Apollo! That's where the body was! And that's the spot where Mr. Drew Mission passed away. He put the coffee mug to his lips, and the next moment, there's quite a bit of paint on the ground. You see that half-painted painting there? He must have been working on that right up to the moment he died. Wow, a true artist to the end. Or maybe he started a year ago and was procrastinating.
He drank his paint cup secretly. Rip.
No! Or he wiped off his paintbrush in the coffee. That would be... Oh no. Now everyone is dead. Okay, so we've already examined all... Oh wait, hold on. More to the scene with Heck and Heck. What is all this equipment here for? It doesn't look very artistic, really. He had everything from a lathe to a laser cutter. Looks like he was ready to work on metals and wood, too.
I feel because I almost drink the paint water sometimes, which is why I drink soda when doing mini painting.
Oh no. Those equipment's a bit old, to tell the truth. Why would a painter need all this? From the dust, I'd say he hasn't used this stuff for years. This corner doesn't fit with the rest of the studio. Oh, do you think I could borrow this? I want to cut a quarter in half to make a trick coin. This is a crime scene, Trucy. But these cost like $50 at the magic shop. Look at all these paints, Apollo. There's so many. He's got like 20 kinds of red. We could repaint your suit, Apollo. How about this shade of green? That'll be enough of that, thanks. So many shades of red. How many minis is he trying to paint? Let's take a closer look at this desk here. Zoom, zoom. Zixlum-Chie! Oh no.
Thank goodness she has gloves on while handling them because crime scene.
For some reason, nobody cares about that. But the Book of Zixlum-Chie? Is this a journal? Wow, talk about a clue. Let's read it. What is it, Apollo? He didn't write the name of the killer, did he? It's new. He didn't write a single line. Ah, you had me going for a while there. Hey, Apollo, what's his feather thingy? Isn't that a pen? Like an old-fashioned quill pen? But it doesn't have a pointy end. That was most likely for sweeping detritus off the desk. Wow, you sure know a lot, Emma. Bold and scientific, that's my motto. Exactly what about that was bold or scientific? This envelope has been opened and resealed. Ooh, I know how to do that. You take a pot of boiling water and hold the envelope up to the steam. The glue melts and it opens. Cool, huh? Whoever did this...
She's a scientist who's bold, therefore.
Whoever did this wasn't so delicate. You're right. Looks like they just ripped it open and stuck it back together. Huh? The postmark on this letter is from 7 years ago. Why would someone open a letter and then seal it again? I better have this. Red envelope added to the court record. Found in the victim's desk drawer. Appears to have been opened once and resealed. As soon as we finish exploring this room, we're going to switch games. And probably take a quick break because I'm needing some circulation. So this is Drew Mission? And this little girl must be Vera. Yes, they took that some years ago. They look close. A happy little family. Until you arrested his daughter. Ah! Look, I was personally against that, okay? She just didn't seem very suspicious. Scientifically speaking. Ah, right. Ooh, cute! Look at the tiny frame, Apollo. Tiny is right. That thing's barely 2 inches high. What picture would fit in that? None, apparently. It's empty. There's no glass in it either. What's it doing sitting on the desk? This is a lesson for us all. Be sure to check the size when you buy frames. But yeah, my famous Zixlumchia journal. Something about the way that figure's posed. I've seen that pose before.
I thought 1M was meter.
1M was meter? It's more like, 2 inches versus 2 feet. Which is similar, bark.
Yeah, then turns out it's a millimeter.
Normally the millimeter is 2 of them. You might be doing some... There might be other notational issues at rest or at work. Or the people you're working with are just, shenanigans. Heck. Anyway, it's you, Apollo. See, you're making one of your flamboyant gestures. Please, I'm a professional. I wonder why it's posed like that. Coincidence? Well, who's it pointing to? Ooh. Okay. Heckin' microscope. Is this desk for painting, Apollo? That'd be a drafting table. Drafting? Basically, it's a tool for making precise diagrams. Wow, painting is harder than I thought. Why would a painter need a drafting table? Was he an architect too? Maybe he was. Jumping to conclusions. Okay, we have all these images. Ooh, yeah. Heckin' bark. Okay, I think we have explored the contents of this room. Let's save and bark. Save complete.